Tony Babauta isn't letting an inspector general investigation keep him down.
In my own mind, I consider it something that I'm putting behind me.
The former Department of Interior Assistant Secretary of Insular Affairs says it's been a rough ride over the last several months as he's been the subject of a federal probe into his travels and activities on the job. Back in October, Babauta says he learned of the investigation that was prompted by an anonymous tip.
It has you question and try to recollect all the decisions that you've made and who you've spoken to, and can something be interpreted as a conflict of interest.
In November, he was placed on administrative leave as the IG conducted their investigation into his travel and DOI awards. He says he was candid with investigators who he sat with for about 9 hours over 3 separate interviews. He admits the entire process caused him to second-guess himself and the decisions he made, but in the end, he's confident everything he did was above board and in line with the DOI's focus on building additional capacities within the territories.
I'm comfortable with all the decisions that I made as an assistant secretary. I'm comfortable with the process that was in place. And I'm comfortable with what we were trying to achieve.
While he wouldn't speak to the specifics of the IG questioning, he did say that much of the focus appeared to be on his activities, particularly on Guam.
Which is unfortunate, because I think it stems from the fact that I am from Guam. They flat out asked me, they had said, we'd heard you're thinking about running for public office, so, are the decisions you make as assistant secretary, is that to benefit yourself politically? And my response was, if I do a good job as an assistant secretary, I get a political benefit from it, certainly. And if I do a bad job, it reflects on me poorly. So my interest is, of course, doing a good job. I gain politically from it. More importantly, we're doing a good job and trying to keep with our mission.
He chose to stay on during the course of the investigation, but following the last set of interviews when IG representatives traveled to Guam and interviewed the governor and University of Guam President Dr. Robert Underwood, Babauta felt it was the right time to submit his resignation.
And as a political appointee, you never want to embarrass the administration or the president or the White House, and that's certainly something that I did not want to do. I'm moving on.
He's signed on with Crane & Crane Consulting in D.C. that handles business infrastructure and works with S&R Denton, the 7th largest law firm in the U.S. But Guam hasn't seen the last of him yet, as he intends to return home to pursue future political aspirations.
As the first person of Micronesian descent to be appointed by a president, there's a strong obligation. I feel that I owe to come back home and offer myself up for people to decide whether or not I have certain characteristics of leadership or experience that the island could benefit from.
Whether he'll run for the legislature or the Washington delegate remains to be seen.
Certainly everything's on the table.
And while the IG may never reveal its findings, Babauta says he's been comforted by the overwhelming support he's received from the local community.
I always thought that I had done a good job as assistant secretary. I had a great run, and I'm proud of the work that my office carried out. And I'm really appreciative of my friends and my family and leaders from around the islands that have expressed their support for during my tenure.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.